On a cool October evening in 2024, the streets of downtown Los Angeles buzzed with energy. Cars honking, neon signs glowing, and dreamers chasing fame under the city's bright lights. Tucked away on a busy corner was Sonny's Cafe, a small diner that felt like a warm hug from the past. Its red booths were scratched from years of use. The jukebox played old songs like Brown-Eyed Girl, and the air smelled of fresh coffee, sizzling burgers, and warm apple pie. For over 40 years, Sonny's had been a favorite spot for locals, workers, and tourists to eat, talk, and feel at home. But on this night, a single moment would turn the diner into the center of a story that would spread across the world, touching millions and starting big conversations about kindness, courage, and the hidden struggles people carry. Elena Ramirez, a 28-year-old waitress, was the heart of Sonny's. She had kind brown eyes, a bright smile, and a way of making every customer feel special. For 2 years, she'd worked hard, carrying heavy trays of food and drinks, joking with regulars, and keeping the diner running smoothly. But Elena had a secret she kept under a plain brown wig that looked like her old hair. 6 months ago, doctors found breast cancer in her body, a serious illness that changed her life. The treatment, called chemotherapy, made her lose all her hair, feel sick, and worry about money. The wig was her way of feeling normal, a shield to hide her struggle from customers. Elena didn't want people to feel sorry for her. She wanted to work, pay her bills, and keep going strong. That night, Sonny's was packed with people. Families ate dinner, laughing over plates of pancakes. A group of college students studied at a corner table, their books spread out. At table 7, a man sat alone, looking out of place in the cozy diner. His name was Victor Harlan, a 45-year-old businessman who worked with movie stars in Hollywood. He wore a fancy gray suit, a shiny gold watch, and a frown that showed he was in a bad mood. Victor had grown up poor and worked hard to become successful, but he wasn't kind. He thought being tough made people respect him. That evening, he was upset after losing a big work deal that could have made him rich. He was ready to take his anger out on someone, and that someone was Elena. Victor ordered a steak with fries, but the kitchen was slow. The diner was short on staff, and the cook was rushing to keep up with orders. After waiting 15 minutes, Victor got mad. When Elena brought his food, carefully carrying the hot plate, he snapped at her. "Finally!" he shouted, grabbing the plate. "Are you new here or just bad at your job?" The diner got quiet. People at nearby tables looked over, surprised by his rudeness. Elena stayed calm, even though his words hurt. "I'm sorry for the wait, sir," she said softly. "We're really busy tonight. Can I get you anything else?" Victor didn't stop. His voice was loud and mean. "Yeah, how about some decent service? And what's with that wig? It looks fake. You hiding something?" His words hit like a punch. Everyone could hear him. Elena's co-workers who knew about her cancer looked worried. A few customers frowned, feeling bad for her, but no one spoke up yet. Elena felt embarrassed. Her wig was her way of staying strong, and now it was being mocked in front of everyone. She took a deep breath and said, "I'll get your check, sir." As she walked away, Victor mumbled loudly, "Probably hiding a bad haircut." Pathetic. What Victor didn't know was that his cruel words were about to lead to a moment that would shock the entire diner, and it would change everything, for him, for Elena, and for everyone watching. Sonny's Cafe was more than just a place to eat. It was a piece of old Los Angeles, where time seemed to stand still. The red booths were scratched from years of families and friends sitting together. The jukebox played classic songs, filling the air with nostalgia. Black and white photos of old LA hung on the walls, showing movie stars and streetcars from long ago. Regulars loved the diner's warm feeling, like visiting a favorite aunt. For Elena, Sonny's was a safe place during a hard time. She grew up in East LA in a small apartment with her parents and 3 sisters. As a kid, she helped at her family's grocery store, always smiling and chatting with customers. Acting was her big dream. She loved performing in school plays, practicing lines in her room, hoping to star in movies someday. At 20, she moved to LA, getting small parts in commercials and short films. She was good too, making her family proud. But then came the cancer diagnosis, and everything stopped. Doctor visits, hospital bills, and feeling sick took over her life. The wig, a gift from her sister Rosa, helped her feel like herself again. At Sonny's, Elena could forget her worries for a few hours and just be the friendly waitress everyone loved. Victor's life was very different. He grew up in a small town in Ohio where money was tight. Kids teased him for his old clothes and hand-me-down shoes. He hated feeling small, so he worked hard to prove everyone wrong. He moved to LA and became a talent agent, helping actors get big roles in movies. But success made him cold. He thought yelling at people made him look strong. That night, he was angry about a work deal that fell apart, losing a client who could have made him rich. To Victor, Elena was just a waitress, someone to blame when things went wrong. He didn't think about her feelings or her story. Someone else was watching, though. At a nearby table, Mia Chen, a 22-year-old film student, was recording on her phone. Mia loved making videos for her social media, where she had over 100,000 followers. She wanted to be a filmmaker, telling stories that mattered. When she saw Victor being rude, she knew it was important. Her phone caught every word, and it was about to make this night famous. Elena walked to the kitchen, her hands shaking a little. Her boss, Carlos, a 55-year-old man with a kind face and gray hair, saw her upset. Carlos was like a dad to the staff, always making sure they were okay. He'd worked at Sonny's for 20 years, keeping the diner running like a family. "You okay, Elena?" he asked. "That guy's a jerk. I can deal with him." "No, Carlos," Elena said, her eyes strong. "I've got this." She'd been through so much: sick days, scary tests, worrying about money. A mean customer wasn't going to break her. But Victor's words about her wig made her angry. She'd fought hard to keep going, to work through her illness. Why should she hide her truth? Why let him make her feel small? Elena took a deep breath, smoothed her apron, and walked back to Victor's table. The diner got quiet, everyone watching. Victor looked up, expecting his check. But Elena stood tall and spoke clearly. "You're right about one thing, sir," she said, her voice strong. "I am hiding something under this wig." The diner froze. People stopped eating. The jukebox seemed quieter. Victor smirked, thinking he was clever. "What, a bad haircut?" He laughed. Elena reached up and slowly pulled off her wig. Her bald head shone under the diner's bright lights. Everyone gasped. Victor's smile disappeared, his face turning pale. "I'm hiding cancer," Elena said, her voice steady but full of feeling. "Breast cancer, stage 3. I've been fighting it for months, working here to pay for my medicine. You think you can talk to me like that? Now you know who I am." The diner came alive with noise. People clapped, amazed by Elena's bravery. An older couple, Mr. and Mrs. Thompson, stood up, cheering. "You're incredible," Mrs. Thompson said. A mom named Lisa, eating with her son, whispered, "She's so strong." A young couple, Emma and Jake, clapped from their booth. Mia kept filming, capturing Victor's shocked face and the crowd's reaction. Carlos rushed over, worried, but Elena waved him away. She looked at Victor and said, "I don't want your pity. I want respect. For me and everyone trying to make it." Victor couldn't speak. His steak was cold on the table. He'd been mean to someone fighting for her life, and now everyone knew. The moment wasn't just surprising. It showed Elena's strength and Victor's mistake. But this was only the beginning. What happened next would make this story go around the world. Elena's life had been tough since her diagnosis. Growing up, she was the cheerful one in her family, helping at their small grocery store in East LA. She'd ring up customers, make them laugh, and dream of being on a movie screen. In school, she starred in every play, memorizing lines late at night. When she moved to LA, she worked hard, waitressing by day and auditioning by night. She got small roles, a commercial for a car company, a part in a short film, and her family cheered her on. But then the doctors found a lump in her chest. Tests showed it was cancer, and her world turned upside down. Chemotherapy made her sick, tired, and bald. Her sister Rosa, who worked as a hairdresser, gave her the wig to help her feel confident. At Sonny's, Elena found a second family. Carlos checked on her every day, making sure she ate. Maria, the cook, slipped her extra food when she looked weak. Regular customers, like Sam the truck driver, left big tips when they could, knowing she worked hard. Victor's life was all about proving himself. In Ohio, he grew up with little money, living in a small house with leaky windows. Kids teased him, saying he'd never be anything. He moved to LA to show them wrong, becoming a talent agent who helped actors get big roles. But he wasn't happy. He thought being loud and tough made people respect him. That night, he was mad about a work deal that fell apart, losing a client who could have made him rich. To Victor, Elena was just a waitress, someone to yell at when things went wrong. Mia's video changed everything. As a film student, she loved telling stories that made people think. Her social media was full of short videos about life in LA. When she saw Victor being rude, she knew it was a story worth capturing. Her phone recorded it all: Victor's mean words, Elena's brave moment, the diner's reaction. It was a story the world needed to see. After Elena spoke, the diner buzzed with energy. Sam, the truck driver, clapped loudly. "That's a real fighter," he shouted. Emma and Jake, the young couple, whispered about Elena's courage. Lisa, the mom, told her son, "That's what being strong looks like." Another regular, Mr. Jenkins, a retired teacher, nodded in approval. Mia stopped filming and walked over to Elena. "That was amazing," she said. "Can I share this video? People need to see it." Elena wiped a tear and nodded. "If it helps someone, go ahead." Victor tried to apologize, his voice shaky. "I didn't know," he said. "I'm sorry. I was wrong." Elena looked at him. Saying sorry is good, but think before you talk next time. You don't know what people are going through. Elena went to the kitchen to calm down. The diner was alive with talk. Customers shared stories of times they'd seen rude people, and some admitted they wished they'd spoken up. Carlos told Victor his meal was free, but Victor left a $500 tip and walked out quietly, his head down, his fancy suit looking less impressive. That night, Mia posted the video online, calling it "Rude Man Learns a Lesson, Waitress's Brave Moment." By morning, it had millions of views. People wrote comments like, "Elena is a hero," and "That guy needs to learn kindness." The video spread on X, trending with tags like "Be Kind" and "Cancer Fighter." It was shared by people in LA, then across the country, and even around the world. News channels saw the video and wanted to talk to Elena. Reporters came to Sonny's, asking about her cancer and her life as a waitress. They filmed her smiling behind the counter, her bald head now a badge of courage. People sent money to help with her medical bills through a page Mia made online. In a week, it raised $250,000. Famous actors and singers shared the video, saying Elena was an inspiration. A cancer group in LA asked her to speak at their meetings, to share her story and help others feel strong. Victor felt the consequences. His company got angry calls because he looked bad in the video. His name was all over the internet as the rude guy. But he didn't fight back. He wrote to Elena, saying he was sorry and offering to help with her medical costs. He started volunteering at a cancer center in LA, helping raise money for patients. It was his way of trying to be better, to learn from his mistake. Sonny's Cafe got busier than ever. People came from all over LA to support Elena and the staff. They left big tips and wrote kind notes on napkins, saying things like, "Keep fighting, Elena," and "You're amazing." The diner's old booths filled up every night, and the jukebox played louder as if celebrating. Elena took some time off to rest and heal, thanks to the money people sent. Her sister Rosa cried with pride, seeing Elena's story helped so many. Their parents, who still ran the grocery store, hung a photo of Elena in the shop, beaming with pride. The video started big conversations about being kind to workers like waitresses, cashiers, and cleaners. People shared stories online about times they'd been treated badly at work or seen others get hurt by mean words. Elena's moment showed that everyone has a story, often hidden, and a single act of kindness or cruelty can change everything. Her bravery made people think about how they treat others, especially those who serve them every day. But this story leaves us with questions to think about. Have you ever been treated badly at work, like Elena, or seen someone else get hurt by mean words? Would you have been as brave as Elena to show the world your truth? If you were Victor, would you have said sorry or just walked away? Tell us in the comments. We want to hear your stories and thoughts. And if you love true stories about courage, big moments, and people standing up, hit that subscribe button now. Our channel brings you new tales every week full of heart and surprises. Subscribe today and don't miss the next one.